And this is the last content for the day. I have two more assignments left in my capstone bachelor's degree class, and I am one more class before I graduate with my bachelor's, and then I move on to the master's. So I just need to get this content out of the way. It is the weekend, so that's why you see back to back videos. During the week, I have less time to record because that's work time and school time. So here we go. Okay, it's 2024. And honestly, um dating and courtship, etc., was always trash in my opinion. People were just less transparent about it. Marriages and things, not to say people weren't madly and happily in love, but in older generations, people married because women lacked options. And up until suffrage in the 1920s, just a historical lesson, women lacked the ability to do a lot of things. So historically, women were married off to much older men who had land, resources, etc. So it was not a marriage based on, oh, I'm madly in love with Rashawn. This is a marriage where it's going to be beneficial to Keisha. So Keisha's going to marry somebody where she's going to be taken care of. Who knows what type of situation that she was entering into, because her parents were probably looking at it from a standpoint, we're not in the best situation fiscally. This man may come from a better financial background than our family can ever dream of. We have to set our daughter up for success. It may not be an ideal situation, but we're not going to live forever. So just because your parents or your grandparents were together 40 years doesn't mean necessarily it was 40 years of happiness or 40 years of bliss. So if you go back and look back, um, it may not have been 40 years of healthy relationship models. And a lot of people culturally don't have a healthy relationship model to draw from. They just know that their parents or grandparents or people around them have been together X amount of years, but that doesn't equal happy relationship. And I would like to, with the relationship I'm in with my boyfriend, break a lot of the generational curses and patterns, which is why I began my journey on YouTube looking up such things as generational curses, shadow work, um, what makes a healthy relationship, toxicity, toxic masculinity, trauma bonds, things of that nature. Because previous generations did not have the language to call a thing a thing. Maybe they knew something was off, but did not have the language to adequately discuss it in such manner. Hold on. So so now we're equipped with more information. And those who know better do better. And those who learn teach. So I am a substitute teacher. And once I get my full fledged certification, which will happen once I take the GATES exam and get my provisional certification and go through the process, I will begin to be able to be a qualified teacher. And I think a bigger calling for me is to learn a bit about human behavior and specialize in familial relationships and how that translates into healthy building healthy households and incorporating wholesome beliefs and building communities, because we see a lot of we're overstimulated and oversaturated with a lot of messages throughout the day. We're overstimulated with a lot of things through mainstream media, through music, through Instagram, X, and all these different things telling us a lot of different things. And we have a microwave culture that says just do it. Swipe right and on somebody's picture that looks attractive, not encouraging you to look beyond the surface. If you have a look that is visually or aesthetically pleasing, people are not taking the time, majority of the time, to look beyond that. People are too busy looking at a Monet, which is a painting, by the way, to sit there and do their homework and be like, is this person good for my spirit? If you have done your shadow work and chosen well, congratulations. You're one of the lucky ones. You found your diamond in the rough. I found my diamond in the rough. Most people, unfortunately, don't fall into that category. Most people won't have the wealth of that because most people, mainstream media still has a chokehold on what's influencing them. And sadly, it's the imagery that's being put out. We can start with women. When the price is so low, when you're giving out not saying everybody, but when you're vibrating at such a low vibrational level, not saying that that's who you are, but that's what's presented, and men are visual. When you're vibrating at such a low vibrational level, when you've set your price so low and a man doesn't know you, um, most men are not gonna look beyond the surface. They're gonna be like, well, that is a 304. And you're gonna get treated accordingly. Most men aren't gonna be like, well, I see something in you. Would you mind, in a gentle way, cleaning it up a little bit, covering it up a little bit? You can still give sexy, but a little bit more conservative, because it sends the wrong message to society and it cheapens you as an individual. Most people aren't going to take that kind of time. Most males and I don't mean men, are going to give in to their lustful desires and take advantage at face value. And then now men want to be the baddies. Men want to be the prize. Not saying that they don't have anything to contribute, but it's Thompson syndrome. You want to be the social media hype and superstar. So you want to be taken care of financially and provided for. Not talking about luxuries. You don't want to spend money on gas to take a woman out, even though you're being asked. You don't want to spend money, doing the asking. You don't want to spend money to take a woman out on a date, even though you're asking her. You want her to spend money on a date you asked her on. No, you're blocked. That's not appropriate. That's weird. Um, how did you even get back in here? Weird. I don't respond to crude comments. That's very weird. Um, and that's just an example of low vibrational, dusty comments. Any man or male that leads with a sexual comment and does not even know me, that says a lot about his character and what he's all about. That's just gross. You don't know me. What would make you want to align yourself with somebody you do not know? That's likability privilege. I sound credible, but what if I was a complete imbecile in person? What if I was horrible? A horrible individual that did not stand on business. That's how a lot of people get conned, because a lot of people are charming, a lot of people are charismatic, but they're not on target. Remember that man, Catch Me If You Can? He was able to fool a lot of people using charm. Be careful with stuff like that. Um, just be smart out here. Usually, every everyone doesn't have the same wholesome intentions, and everyone doesn't have the same heart as you, and it's very naive to assume that everybody's intentions are pure. Trust and verify information. Just because somebody's intentions seem pure, look individuals up. Know for yourself that they are who they say they are. Just because someone seems credible, do your homework on people to avoid possibly getting your emotions entangled into a situation that could be precarious for yourself. So many people have gotten conned and gotten themselves entangled into a web of lies behind wanting their heart to convince their heart of things that they knew deep down were not true, simply because somebody was likable or appeared likable. Guard your heart, people. I don't know how to. I really don't know how to select mods on here. Um, well, that's it for today. I hope y'all have a nice day. Take care.